What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the You Can't Be Serious podcast. My name is Jay Moreno. I am your host. The podcast is about comedy, culture, current events, whatever. But we're going to be featuring a lot of comedians, and we're just going to have fun on the show. And the whole vibe is not taking anything serious. Don't take life too serious. With that being said, my guest today on the show is my homegirl, man. I love her to death. She's super famous out here in Miami. She performs all over the country. She's performed with top comedians. She's performed with me. She's my road dog, man. We've been everywhere, and I'm super excited to have her on. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Julie Baez.
Yes, give it up, give it up.
What's up, lady?
It's me, honey.
What's good?
I'm already destroying the studio. How are you?
Nothing, chilling. Happy to have you. This is my homegirl, guys. You guys don't even know. You know, I got the Boricua Comedy Tour, and me and Julie been on the road. We've done a bunch of shit. Oh, my God. Great life.
It's been fun. It's been fun. You know, you're like my little brother.
Damn. Friend zone in this bitch.
Family zone.
Nah, for real. It's like family, man, for real.
It really is. You know, I'm Dominican. You're Puerto Rican. It's like family, you know. You say mofongo, I say mango.
That's right. That's right.
But thanks for having me. Congratulations on your podcast. The studio is amazing.
Isn't it? I love it.
It's really
it's
nice.
Beautiful. I love it.
I mean, I could barely fit because I'm tall. I'm one of the tall Dominicans. So
you are pretty tall.
I'm pretty tall.
For real. That's what it is.
I'm a Zonian tall.
It's mixed.
But yeah, I like the title. You can't be serious. You know, we're comedians, and obviously we don't take shit seriously.
I don't take anything serious. That's why it works.
But life is serious. You know,
Yeah.
there's some serious shit in life.
For real.
You know, and if it wasn't for comedy, I think everybody, the whole human society would be falling apart.
Oh my God.
You
what
know.
we do is God's work.
It really is. And it's true. Like, you know, they say laughter is the best medicine, but not just for the audience, but as comedians, as artists, we have to hit that
Talk
stage.
to him, Julie.
Yes. I just woke up and I have the biggest cup of a mug here that is probably about, I don't know, 5 inches wide.
Cheers.
And
Como te gusta, eh? 5
and
inches?
it's filled with vodka. I mean, tequila.
Tequila. We're doing
So
tequila
that's
today.
how we do it in Miami. Good morning. Cheers. Salud.
Cheers. So Julie, man, Julie's performed everywhere. Who's some of the people you perform with? I know.
Oh, man, I'm going to do some name dropping.
Dude, drop them shits. Yo, I need that.
I've opened for Jay Moreno.
Big time shit right there.
With a Boricua Comedy Tour, of course, with Mark
yes,
Vieira.
Mark, right.
Of course, it was like, again, bread and butter. We just blended so well. And you guys do a fantastic job bringing out minority comedians, you know, and not just, everybody's like, oh, you know, Latinos, there's, you know, like LA, for example, it's a different Latino comedy. So you're really bringing in that culture of our Caribbean people. And we're like in Miami, we're like a huge melting pot. So we all get it. We all get each other's jokes. We all, whether you're Cuban, Colombian, Venezuelan, Dominican, everybody here is just like a big melting pot. And it works out really great. You're doing fantastic.
Oh my God, I know.
Enough about him. Back to me. So I've worked for a lot of comedians. I started at the Miami Improv, the original Improv.
Home base.
In the Grove. Well, one of the original locations. And God, it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah. I know.
It's been
You've
10
doing your
years.
thing.
I started on Mother's Day. I'm like, fuck these kids. And I literally left my Mother's Day brunch at La Carreta. And I was like, I'm going to do an open mic.
And that was it?
And I started at this venue called Artistic Vibes in South Miami many years ago. It was kind of an underground, you know, warehouse vibe and very welcoming in the community for all types of artists, not just comedians. And gave me a good platform to start off, and eventually gave me exposure, and I started working with bigger comedians, like, of course, Tiffany Haddish. You know, put me on this big show once. I've been able to travel and work with other comedians like Marlon Wayans and Damon Wayans. You know,
I think you did Eddie Griffin now.
I didn't do him, but I worked with Eddie Griffin.
I love him though. He's great, man.
No pun intended, but I've been very blessed, thankfully, again, through the improv exposure.
Yeah, man. They open a lot of doors. Shout out to Miami
me a lot of
Improv,
doors,
man.
absolutely. And of course, Half Nots Comedy.
Yes, them too.
You know, another one of underdogs, but has been in the community helping, you know, comedians.
Yeah,
so
man.
thank God. We're not LA, you know, we're not New York. We have very limited venues.
Yeah.
But
we're doing it. We got
we're
talent,
here.
man.
I don't know if I ever want to go to New York or LA. First of all, I don't like the cold. I'm like that one Dominican. I was like, no, you know what? But yeah.
I know. Yeah, your arthritis acts up when you're out there. That should be
You know,
fucking up.
you turn the corner and the wind's waiting for you, like, festival, like I'm done.
I think you still got to go. I was just talking about this with this guy. You have to go out there to the shows. But,
of course.
Miami's coming, man. Yeah. I just did a show with D. Ray Davis on Tuesday.
Oh, good for you.
And he's doing...
And Benji Brown, right? Benji was there. I love Benji.
But you know what he's doing? He's bringing... It's a monthly. It's going to be D. Ray Davis Tuesday Rays every month.
That's great because he does.
He's trying to bring back the Fat Tuesdays and the Chocolate Sundays.
He does Hollywood Improv in California Monday, D-Ray Mondays or something like that. Monday Rays. So I was able to perform there last year with him.
Oh, you did do that. That's right.
I did do it, but I was so excited because I flew all the way to LA, and I'm back there, and I'm like, oh man, they even pay you up front, which is great, very professional, And then D-Ray comes up to me. He's like, hey, by the way, Jules, you're getting bumped down. I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? T.I. showed up. And then I don't know if you know that T.I. started doing comedy this year or so. So I was like, what? The rapper from VH1 is here? And he went up there, I don't know, for 15, 20 minutes and did a great job, I think. But, talked about being T.I. Where I was there auditioning. And I was like, how do I follow T.I.? How do I come up with a rap song or something, And my jokes just blew. I lost. Yeah, because they were already like, let's bring another celebrity, and I'm like, hi guys, I'm Julie from Florida. Right there, they're like, boo, Florida. But I do remember saying, I'm not a celebrity trying to be a comedian. I'm a comedian trying to be a celebrity. Thank you. Have a good night. I was just so fucking pissed. But T.I. is again. He's bringing exposure. So at the end of the day, whether it's negative or positive, he's bringing comedy out there again. So that's cool.
Yeah. He's putting people in seats. They're enjoying comedy through him. It's great.
I'm excited that
he's giving a lot of his people opportunities too.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's all about helping the village. Who cares? Somebody once told me when I first started, it's going to be 1% of the comedians that make it. So for every 100 of us, only one is going to make it. Or, that's Marcelo. Marcelo Hernandez. He's on SNL. That's Marcelo. The other 98% are still trying to make it, or 99%, whatever. No, I'm kidding. But truthfully speaking, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
But what I'm trying to say is that Miami's coming for D-Ray to be coming out here and doing that once a month. I mean, it's starting to build, man. And
absolutely.
I think the bright future out here in Miami.
Yeah, and it takes when I say it takes a village, and that's the truth. At Greenwich Village in New York, they created that village for the arts, and again, people connect it with the gay and the pride and all that. But really, it was about expressing your art, whether it be music, jazz, poetry, spoken word, or comedy. So it takes the village. That's where the term comes from. I think, or maybe Pocahontas. I don't know. One of those.
If you made that up, it's awesome. I'm running with it.
I think I made it up.
Let's do it. Greenwich Village. You get it. Takes a village.
Yeah.
Dope.
But I want to go to New York again.
If the Boricua tour goes, you coming. You already know.
Of course I'm coming.
Oh my God.
I got family in the Bronx. They'll show up. I mean, they'll be late, but they'll show up.
Oh, everybody's late. Don't worry. The Boricua tour is late, so it's okay.
Show starts at 9. Julie, we're on our way. Did you start already? I'm like, it's over, Tia. It's over. Well, I brought you some spaghetti. ¿Tú quieres spaghetti con salami?
Un sandwich.
As long as you bring Dominican food, you're good. Doesn't matter where you go. So.
I love Julie. We've been on the road, though. Julie is the worst road trip partner.
I am not. I am not a diva.
Oh. She tries una almohada, first of all.
I did bring an almohada. I bring a pillow.
And a blanket. I got to drive. First of all, Julie's doing no driving wherever the fuck we're going. Princesa in the car.
Yes, that's true.
But this is my pet peeve, Julie, the whole ride. I don't know what it was, 5 hours. She goes, that's my song. And she turns the radio up, and then she goes to sleep like this. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
And then somebody changes it. I'm like, who
Let me lower that shit and go, nah, let me lower it. She'll go, wait, what happened? No, but that's my...
The backseat DJ. I'm the backseat DJ.
Oh, my God. All you see is the hand come up and change. That's my shit.
Okay, I brought the pillow because I'm nocturnal. So when... Meaning I
day
sleep.
Drive.
Right. So you're like, I'm picking up at 6 a.m. I'm like, damn. I was still in my process of falling asleep because I hadn't fallen asleep yet. Honestly, the trip was amazing. The only thing that bothered me was on the way back, your homegirl, D, she took my almohada the whole trip back. She took my pillow.
She didn't even get up. 5 hours. She slept.
I don't know what happened. We stopped at one of those.
Cruise.
I was dying to stop at one of those rest stops.
What was that place you were taking us
Buc-ee's
to?
or some shit.
If you guys know about Buc-ee's, don't go
Was
to
it called
that
Buc-ee's
shit.
or something like that? I don't know.
Buc-ee's Julie was obsessed with Buc-ee's. We gotta go to Buc-ee's.
They had everything. They had teddy bears. They had bathing suits.
It was
peanuts.
like white people heaven. All the white people was in there. I was like, why are we at Buc-ee's? Bucky himself came out. I was like,
He did. I missed it. Are you serious?
Remember I ran? I'm like,
No.
Bucky's inside you. It's like, no.
Go back.
Oh my God.
It was a lot of fun. But I think you spent like $100 at that concession stand.
I balled out at Buc-ee's. I brought beef jerky. I can't go to those places.
No, we can't. We go crazy. I'm like, look, it's Bucky on the pecans, you know?
Oh my God. That was a fun trip though. Remember that?
It was so much fun.
Remember Chino y Letis?
Oh my God. We went to, so we went to the
Yes,
show
tell them
in
the story.
Tifton, Georgia. Tifton, Georgia is south of Atlanta.
Way south.
Just off the panhandle, like, you know, of the state, county, or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's really far. And when we got there, we were probably like 30 minutes late to the show, or maybe a little bit more. And
No,
the owners,
what are you
yeah,
talking
they
about?
were like nervous.
Oh, they said we're 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Right,
we were
right,
like
right.
30 minutes. We're like,
It was fine.
we're from Miami. We're on time.
The
you
crowd
know?
wasn't even there yet, but anyway.
So the show was fantastic. The venue was super wonderful.
Yes.
The owners were so generous. It was really, really nice. It's called the friendliest city in the U.S. I would agree with that, except Jay and D left me after the show. Do you remember that?
I do that, but I want to rewind first.
You left me in the middle of the hood of MLK Junior Drive.
She was
in
with Chino y
Tifton.
Leti, first of all. And Chino, if you ever seen the Mexican with the cowboy hat
Ain't
and
no one
all
fucking with
rings on
him.
every fingers, the town was a dry town. There was no alcohol.
Oh,
Remember that?
right. That's
We were
why.
like, I
That's
went to
why
Chino,
we were
I'm
late.
like, bro, how are people gonna drink? And he was like, Chino got the alcohol, and I was like, oh shit.
That's why we were late, because I was like, you got to take me to the liquor store.
Yeah, we had to drink. Me
So
too.
I made like homemade Malini /
Oh god, you started making like punch, like college kid punch at the hotel room. It's crazy.
I was like, we get peach snaps, you get a little Bellini.
What the fuck is this? Good time. No, I want to talk about that plate. You remember that? How about that?
Yeah.
Oh
So,
Lord.
okay. So again, they're the friendliest city in the U.S. The show ends. Everybody's super nice. And it's 90% Caucasian audience for the Boricua comedy tour.
Like cowboys.
And they were like, we're red Mexicans. They're red Mexicans. So I'm like, oh, I love Mexican music. I love Mexican food. But like, we got brisket. I'm like, what? Like, what's? So I'm like, okay, I'll take some brisket. Why not? For the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys were planning your escape to leave me, I went to get some food. And when they brought the food container back, they wrote on the box of the food,
Drum roll.
black comedian, Afro comedian's food. I'm like, I'm not eating this shit. I don't know what it is.
They said they put it on my merch. They went, give this to the Afro comedian. I was
I'm
like,
isn't this the friendliest city in the world?
I was like, what?
So I didn't eat it. Thank you.
Recommend
no,
that she didn't eat that.
I didn't. I think my dog food looked better than that. No offense, but
Yeah,
it just threw me off. Maybe if they put some cheese on it and decorated it pretty, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yes, next time order food.
So
hold the
let's go back to
racism.
that you
This is,
left me. And
So here's what happened.
I'm
Julie,
panicking.
she likes to move and shake. You know what I mean? She's like una cucaracha. You're like, wait. And I don't know where she is. Show's over.
I'm inside.
Vodka's kicking in. It's
I'm
late.
drinking vodka at the bar
And
with
I'm
everybody
like,
else.
Julie! And Chino's like, se te fue, bro. I'm like, all right.
They were trying to like kidnap me and take me to Cozumel or something, like
See?
Quintana Roo.
Then I did find Julie lost
Outside
in the parking
crying.
lot. She was
Crying.
like, do you love me?
You guys left me? Really? I mean, it was only like 10 minutes, but it felt like an
You
hour.
know.
And the Uber app
It
was
was
just
like when a little kid gets lost. You were like,
no.
"Hi."
And then the Uber app wasn't even like, it was like circling, like nothing, nobody was coming out there. It was Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah.
Drive.
It was good.
But then we went to that bar.
Was it a bar?
It was
We went
one
to a
bar.
house.
We went to one bar. It was the only bar. Remember, it says Dry City.
Yes. Dry City. It wasn't a bar, though. It was someone's home.
It was called the Pub. It was
Yeah.
someone's home.
That they put that was a living room we were in that had a bar in
You're
it.
absolutely right.
Oh, my God. Tifton, Georgia.
So we're waiting for a drink, and the bartender, I said, excuse me, I'm waiting on a Jameson shot. He opens my jaw, takes the Jameson, and just jams it. And he's like, no, shut the fuck up and don't complain. I'm like, okay, this is the nicest city ever. And then we go back to the table, and I'm like, I think the bartender is fucked up. And he takes like 15 jars, shot jars and shot cups, and just fills everybody up. and says, I don't care what you ordered. Everybody take a fucking shot and leave me alone for 10 minutes.
I remember that. Yeah, I think we
so
walked
like,
in
can
there
we
like,
get a beer? Can we get a martini? He's like, shut the fuck up and drink this shot for now.
Yeah. Somebody had told me, he's like, the bartender just beat the shit out of somebody, but he's trying to calm down. I was like, what? Where am I, dude?
It was a lot of fun. That was a great show.
Road trip, yeah, man.
We laughed a lot, and it's like comedy. You know, you do these road gigs, and more jokes come out of those gigs, and more, you know, more adventures come out of it. It's kind of like the Griswold's family.
It is. I love the road.
Like some shit's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah. Even when I'm at the airport or anything and I'm drinking it, like something always happens when I'm on the road.
You know, I try not to, when I travel now, I used to be like, hi, I'm a comedian. Hi. My seat is 34A. Like I'm all the way in the back, you know. When I first started traveling to like LA, I'm like, yeah, I'm a comedian. And I was on American Airlines. I always fly American or like some nice thing. I recently traveled on Spirit, and let's just leave it there. But I told the lady, I'm a comedian. And I said, can I take the 3 seats in this row? She's like, sure. I'm like, yeah, I'm jet lagged. I'm a comedian. And when I woke up, it was so sweet. I had a pillow and a little blanket. Wow. It was like a commercial. I'm like, American Airlines. Oh, my God. And then we're landing, and the pilot's like, okay, everybody's like, get me out. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is everybody so panicky? And the flight attendant's like, sweetie, you've been farting the whole flight. Yo me tiraba unos peos
en el... Y la gente ahí stuck, smelling peo. Ay, no. Dude.
So when the pilot's like, okay, please wait till you unbuckle your seatbelt, everybody's like, come on.
Everybody's like, oh, what I'm saying? You're back there like...
Things. But I wake up like, oh my God, what a wonderful flight. You know?
You're like, estoy flaca. You're like, I lost weight.
And it was definitely the tacos from LA. But
oh my God.
I was farting so bad and I didn't know. And the flight attendant's like very nice, like, hey, just want to let you know you were passing gas the whole flight. And I'm like, oh, no, I wasn't. I don't fart in my sleep, lady. Get the fuck away from me. And everybody's like, come on, unbuckle us.
Oh my God.
And it was like everybody was laughing. So I get my bags and I'm waiting in the baggage claim area and everybody's like, that's the girl. And I'm like, oh my God, was I really farting? No peo que yo me tiré.
They walk by like,
and my shit's like loud. My shit's not like, my shit's like,
it's like the noise, like pa, 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 pa.
It's a reggaeton song. So if I'm on a plane, I don't say shit. Like I'm like covered up. I have sunglasses. Like I'm incognito.
Yeah. They looked you up like, this is the bitch that was farting. Look, she's
34A.
There she was. She was at the Improv, but she's 2 peos on the plane.
I don't say shit. Sometimes if I want to be like bougie, I'm like, I really need a Bloody Mary. Like I've been traveling and on the road, and I'm like, bitch, wait.
I just did 6 shows. That shit works. Remember Tampa, the shit you did?
What did I do?
This is why Julie's my road dog.
What did I do?
We were in Tampa. We just did Tampa Improv. Let me plug my shit. Boricua Tour. We sold it out. Amazing.
Shout
out to Mark Vieira, the headline of that thing. Me and Julie go hang out after in Ybor City. All the clubs are jam-packed, lines through the door. Julie goes, stand behind me, and walks up to a bouncer and goes, hi, I'm Julie Baez from the Improv. This is Jay Moreno. He just performed. Oh, you don't know who Jay Moreno... The Improv told us to... And yo, just made me sound like I was super famous. The bouncers are bumping into each other like, bro, it's Jay Moreno. You don't know who Jay Moreno is. Mind you, we got in the club for free. Didn't pay shit. Cut the huge line.
We cut the huge line. It was the biggest line ever.
Amazing.
I was like, I'm not standing in that shit. Okay.
I'm standing behind her like, bro, you don't know who I am. Like, amazing.
Well, we tried it at 2 more clubs. Like, we don't know who the fuck you are. Get back to the line.
One guy was like, what? Shut the fuck up.
Well, it was really funny because it's all about how you talk to people. And I asked the first guy, I was like, hey, we're comedians from the Improv. They're like, okay, you got to go over there to the box, talk to the manager. I'm like, what's the manager's name? Oh, Ulysses. Hey, Ulysses. They told us to come to the box. Like, I got all the information. So they think I know what I'm talking about. You know? So then, of course, I'm like, just stand behind me. Look scary. You're from New York.
Mind you, I'm drunk already. My eyes are closed. I'm like, yeah, all right.
But if anybody doesn't know where Ybor City, obviously, it's in South Florida. It's in Tampa, St. Pete community. It's a college strip, basically.
Super party town, yeah.
It's a super party town. I'm not even going to lie. I was like, I'm ready to go. Just so many disturbing things, like white people with black people. It was very disturbing just right there. Like, why are these white people hanging out with black people? Like,
There's a lot of like homeless.
It was so
like,
weird.
Like, I'm like, it
was the weirdest vibe, you know. And I saw very little Latinos. And then we finally went to a Latino bar, and we were not welcome there at all. Mm-hmm. Like, we were not those same Latinos. Like, I don't know what happened, but they were like, "No, we're not serving you."
Yeah.
I'm like, Shay, you get the beer. They won't give it to me.
They're like, we let the white people in here. The white people in there, like, Cuba. Oh my God.
Let me get 2 margaritas.
Like, I danced in Tampa.
Yeah, that was a weird one, but it was a lot of fun. I had so much fun. The reason I like being on the road is because you get to leave South Florida and you get to like meet different people.
It makes you a better comic.
And then you get the hotel. You know, as soon as I got there, I was like, I'm going to the pool.
Oh God, where was that? Oh, that was in Tampa. We get there, show's 2 hours.
No, not even 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Julie's like, I'm going to the pool. I said, you're going to what?
I'm going to the spa.
I look out the window. We have a pool view. Julie's on the pool. I'm like, the show's in 45 minutes, Julie. It's sold out.
I just so stressful that.
But you went in and killed that shit.
I'm like, that drive was so stressful. He's like, Jules, I drove. I'm like, I know. I was
like, you slept the whole way. You snored. Y tirate peo the whole ride.
No, I didn't. That theater was
That's
amazing.
Why you put the music up. You're like, turn this.
Porque de vez en cuando se me saquen como. No, that theater was beautiful. Tampa Improv. The staff was very nice. It's like an old theater with the red brick. 3 stories.
God, yeah.
The green room was really cool too.
Listen, what wasn't cool though was I got given mushrooms. What happened?
Oh yes.
Who gave me that?
I love our fans. I love comedy fans.
Oh, it was a fan?
Well, yeah, they gave them to me.
Oh God.
And then I gave them to you and Mark. I'm like, maybe we should tell Mark before he gets on the plane.
It was like a movie situation. Halfway through the show, Julie's like, take this gummy. Somebody gave it to me. I had already done my set, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then she comes out and goes, by the way, it's mushrooms. And I'm already, right when she said it, I was like, what?
I didn't take it.
And I still have to go on stage. I'm like, hey, guys. Hey,
thanks for coming out. It was a lot of fun. That theater was beautiful. Anything that brings comedy, like, Chino and Letty's place, even though it's not the Improv, they brought it. They brought the audience.
Yeah.
They supported comedy. They really believed in the scene. And
he told me when I was like, why do you want us? He's like, I'm trying to bring Latino comedy to this scene. So it was great.
Any venue that supports this industry is, loved because it's a difficult gig. And it's more difficult when we're not in South Florida. When you go out to these little towns, Tifton and even Tampa. Yeah. Tampa's a small town. It's a metropolitan, perhaps, the Buccaneers and colleges and stuff. But those people who come hang out at Ybor City live in these little small towns.
Town folk, yeah.
They drive an hour, 45 minutes to go party until 2 a.m. Literally, 2 a.m. is shut down. Every bar. Yeah. Every restaurant, everything is shut down. I would never really live like that. Like
God, I know.
I don't get there till 1:45. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know.
But yeah, it's difficult with these little towns because you never know if you're gonna be like with, like city slickers or like people who are like metropolitan or like farmers and those kind of jobs. Like they're simple people.
Yeah.
They work 10-hour days. They go to church, and then occasionally they do a comedy show and feel a little bit liberated and free. Yeah. And it's a great feeling. Like, you guys have such a great fan base because Puerto Ricans in general and Latinos, they're very loyal to their, they're very prideful of their culture, and they wear their flags and they wear the T-shirt, Boricua T-shirt. It's, the merch alone, just by selling a Puerto Rican flag on a shirt, people buy it.
Yeah, we sell.
Because people are proud of their culture, and that's amazing. That's, you have to congratulate yourself for that.
Yeah, it was good. That was the Tampa when, the intro video. That was my first time. I'm always like busy when that video is up.
Yeah.
Or I'm
it's
backstage.
A great video. It talks
I never
about,
saw people react to it. I've never been in the crowd when it played.
It's talking about our struggles.
Yeah.
And why you're bringing it to the main street, like how you're showing everybody this. It's talking about Latinos' struggles in the art. Like, George Lopez, he struggled for a very long time, and a lot of the other Latin American comedians in LA and Texas and in Arizona, Nevada, all those areas. Boricua Comedy Tour is not ready for that. There's Puerto Ricans everywhere. They're all hiding, but
No, we're
everywhere. And Dominicans too. It's just a matter of them not feeling accepted. Like when we went to Chino and Letty's, we were like, "Why? There's 90% Caucasian people here in a community where," and you even said, "Where are the Latinos on?"
Yeah, there was one Puerto Rican in the building.
Yes, there was
one. But they loved it. That was the beauty. That made me realize, like, this shit is beautiful. We just did a Boricua tour to white people.
And he said that. He's like, I want to make the community feel comfortable to come out. because there's still racism out there,
Oh,
and people
for
are
sure.
scared to drive late or get pulled over drunk. You know, the police in those towns are not, you know, Miami-Dade were like, hey, go back home, whatever, you know, more nonchalant, I guess I would say. But people get pulled over, and maybe maybe they don't have documentation, maybe they're immigrants, or maybe, you know, all those things come into play. I'm appreciative that you're doing shows for, you know, for minorities at the end of the day.
That's the whole point, man.
I mean, in the beginning, I was kind of mad. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm like, hey, what about me? I'm Dominican. And you're like, but you're not really Puerto Rican.
No,
I'm like, but my ex-husband is. I'm Puerto Rican by injection. I promise.
Let me tell you, when we put Marcelo on, and even then, I'm like, all right, you know, he's Dominican. And I thought, this one, I didn't know what was going on. I was just learning. And then I realized, oh, half the crowd is Dominican. We're so tied in with Dominicans that Dominicans are coming out. And they loved him.
Of course.
That's when I was like, I need a Dominican on the show.
It goes hand in hand.
Has to be.
Well, I make
they love it. When the Dominican goes up, they love it.
Like, my children don't even say they're Dominican. I'm like, why? And they're like, abuela says we're Puerto Rican. Yeah, so they're being trained for sure. Like, she has like the Puerto Rican flag. She knows the whole song, you know, but she doesn't want anything to do with Dominican stuff. So it's a pride thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love what you're doing. You know, I kind of started the Funny in Pink with the same purpose.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, Funny in Pink. I started about, I don't know, 6 years ago, maybe 7. It was more about someone came to me to help me. A friend of mine, Anastasia Pindlskaya, she came to me, and her last name now is Bremen because she just got married. But she came to me in a moment where I was very alone. My mom had passed away, and I didn't really feel funny. You know, we're taking everything so serious, like your podcast calls, but it's life. And she wanted to interview me about women in comedy, and it just something we created on in a coffee shop or booth, and it grew from there. It started with like 2 girls, and then eventually we had 15 girls, and now there's over 100 girls that I've worked, women comics and male.
That's awesome.
LGBTQ. Like, it started blowing up, and at that same time, Miami blew up too. So it gave us the doors that we needed, because we were getting a lot of doors closed for a long time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to create something for us women as minorities in the industry, in the entertainment industry. And even if it was a little room in a coffee shop, we put together a show. You know, we've done fundraisers. One of our biggest fundraisers is for breast cancer awareness. I dedicate most of the proceeds for a charity every year. We pick a different charity, whether it be Florida Breast Cancer Awareness or American Cancer Association, all the different organizations we work with. Sharing is Caring, which is a nonprofit here out of South Florida. We do charities. We do give back to the homeless. We pick together back to school supplies, book bags, clothes, canned goods. We've done shows in women's shelters. All those things are very case sensitive, because although it's comedy, you're providing a sense of healing, but it's also very depressing to see situations like people who are homeless, people who are hungry, people who, you know, have been abused and they're living in a shelter. So it's a very difficult position, you know, but, you know, we are the doctor and we're giving them that medicine that they need.
Sure, yeah, it's great. You're using a platform to help people out, man.
And on top of that, we do a calendar.
Oh, I saw that calendar.
We do a very nice,
sexy calendar.
You know, it's all about being comfortable. Comedians are not supposed to be sexy, apparently. But we are, you know, some of us are very sexy, and some of us talk about sex on set. So it's no longer, you can't, you know, when I first started, I used to wear like heels and skirts, and someone's like, you're too sexy. And I was like, well, this is how I dress. And most women in Miami dress like that. Mm-hmm. They could be going to Sedanos and they're dressed nice as fuck. You know, so I'm like, I feel comfortable like this in my heels and, you know, my skirts or whatever. So for a while, they were like, there's a uniform, and it's jeans, solid shirt, jacket, minimal accessories and jewelry. And I saw like other comedians. I'm like, what? Why am I being limited to to who I am?
Yeah, and I feel like style represents us in Miami. Like,
so
you know.
With the Funny in Pink show, we do that breast cancer awareness, and it's like we're talking about our boobs in a good and a bad way because it's cancer or whatever.
Sure.
And there's sometimes survivors in the audience, or family members and victims of it, or men also. So, you know, again, a very difficult show, but we make it fun and sexy and still like, hey, you may not have boobs, but you're still beautiful or whatever, you know. So
yeah, no, it's a great cause, man.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to you for doing that. It's
Our
very
calendars are still available. I know we're in June.
Let them know. Where can they get
just
the
go to
calendars?
funnyandpink.com, Venmo, or Zelle. They're $24, and you'll see some of the local comedians. Most of them handpicked by me because I feel like they work very hard, and a lot of the girls are working very hard to get the exposure.
That's good. We got a good female comedian community here.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing
And
good.
again, when I started, there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
There was
there's
literally
so many now.
4 of us, and I would go to a show, and good luck getting on stage. Unless you knew somebody or something, or you were dating a comedian or whatever it was. Or maybe you were really, really funny and you got that spot. But it was very limited. It was very biased. And when I started Funny and Pink, I would comics would tell me, oh, you're a sexist, you know, you're a feminist. I'm like, no, we just don't have support. And we need to support each other. It became kind of like a sisterhood at one point. Like we were all getting our periods at the same time.
Like, you know what? I get that for the Boricua tour. Like, oh, but what? So we can't be on it? And I'm like, it's for everyone, man.
It's
like,
for everyone.
Don't get mad at it. Like,
yeah.
It's obviously
But
a
it's
niche,
a
and I
focus.
got to have Puerto Ricans on it.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely a focus.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've done like the gay LGBTQ shows, and I had one comedian say, but you're not gay. Why? I'm like, do you see how silly you sound?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
You don't want me to do a show for gay or it was like June, Pride Month or something.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm giving opportunities to be on stage.
Sure.
And at the big stage, at the Improv, per se. And they rejected my offer to be on my show because they felt that it was an all-women show and they weren't a woman. But it wasn't to be like, hey, we need a queer. We weren't saying that at all. We were just saying, hey, come along to the opportunities where we're very limited. My brother's gay, and he's on Broadway. He's done a lot of shows. He's done movies.
Yeah,
Until this day, he still gets subjected and treated bad because, unfortunately, Broadway doesn't want to believe that the boys are gay, but they are. You know, they're. Yeah. You know, and most of my brother's bookings have been because he has a masculine body. He looks more He doesn't look femme. He doesn't look femme.
Right.
So he always tells me that. He's like, man, it sucks that my friend got treated bad, or my boyfriend, or my partner, or whoever. He got the gig because he looked a little bit more masculine.
He's been in a lot of big things, right? Like
big
wasn't he in Hamilton?
No, not that big. But he was in West Side Story.
West Side stuff.
Still really big with Steven Spielberg, the new one. He's the role he got. It was a new role created for him called Kike. So that was really cool.
Awesome.
He's done Moulin Rouge. Enough about my brother. He's famous.
Shout him out, wasn't there?
Julius
Oh,
Rubio.
God, Julius and Julie, is that?
Oh my God, my mom had no originality. My
mom
mom was Julia. I'm Julie. Julius. My other brother's Julian. My dad was Jewish. Like we were very original.
Super original. Shout out to Julian though. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. My other brother, I don't know idea what he's doing in his life, but I still love him, Julian.
Shout out to him too, man. We'll find you one day, man.
I have no idea what he's doing with his life, but he's doing something. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, you know, also talking about women in comedy, me having children, and they were very little when I started. My daughter was 18 months old. She had just started talking and walking and stuff. So I missed a lot of time with that. I remember comedians used to tell me, you need to go home. You need to go home to your kids. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock.
I get that all the time.
I'm like, they're sleeping. Like I would give the baby the bottle, put her to sleep, change her diaper, and go do open mics, you know, and I'd be out till 11, 12 o'clock at night. My kids are sleeping. Their dad's home. Like, what's the problem?
They don't get it. I don't know. It's hard.
It was
Shout out to comedians with kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently we're like frowned. Some guy brought me up to stage the other day and he was like, give it up to the next comic. He has kids and I don't know what he's doing here. He's probably going to get a divorce.
Oh my God.
Because it was like the Late Show or something. He's like, he couldn't understand why I was there. Like, bro, I do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The reason I'm here is because I have fucking kids, asshole.
Seriously. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna make sure it's gonna say FTK. Fuck those kids. Yeah.
New merch on the way?
Yeah. My first joke I ever wrote was like, fuck these kids, Mother's Day. It was a real story. And, you know, it's difficult because women have to be home, but the guy can go out. I'm sure there's a lot more male comedians that have children.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And either whether they admit it or not, that they have their, you know, kids.
Yeah.
But women, we're like, oh no, you can't go to work. You can't be a comedian. You got to be home with your kids. You know, so it's weird because now my kids are like, don't you have shit to do, Mom?
Yeah.
Like, Mom, go do a show. I'm like, maybe they just want me out of the house, you know? Like,
Nah,
let's get Mom out.
Man, they like it. My kids are the same. They're like,
Yeah.
Dad, you're gonna be the biggest thing, and
Aww.
they get me going out at night. Like they know.
I still think my kids just want me to leave the house. Like,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Bebe que mami se vaya, mami, vete un open mic. You know, like,
Jode tanto.
like, clean your room.
All right. I think we got to get out of here. What's up, engineer man? Are you out of here? We got some time. All right.
All
Yeah.
right, cool. Mr. Engineer with the beautiful eyes. Clyde.
Excellent mustache.
Yeah, I see you with that. I got one too down there, but
Clyde
I've been doing that shit all night. Twisting it.
This has been fun, man. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You got anything to promote? You got something coming up? What's up?
Yeah, definitely check out Funny in Pink. We are putting together a new calendar for 2024.
Nice.
We're shooting August, and calendars go up for sale for 2024 in October. Our annual breast cancer awareness are going to be our 6th year. We've donated almost $80,000 in the 6 years, accumulated through shows and events and just all the donations. And we also do a contest. It's called One Funny Bitch. If you think you're funny or you think you have some talent, you want to try it out, try to do some comedy around the scene, and you want to audition, hit us up at funnyandpink@gmail.com. It's called One Funny Bitch. You get $100, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a lot more opportunities. I'm going to help you around town, send you to some mics, put some book shows in your pocket, some money. Throughout the few months to get you, up and running.
Yeah.
And then you go. And it's kind of like, when I first started, I wish somebody was like, here, let me hold your hand and show you how to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
And someone was like, well, why are you helping these bitches? Like, you should be helping yourself. You're like the best, queen of Miami, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I think that if we had some kind of like conditioning like that to help each other out, we would really grow much faster and much better as a community.
For sure.
In the arts.
I agree.
And people will go to a poetry show and sit there and clap. But it was very hard to get people to do a comedy or come to see a comedy show. It's very hard. It's
good, man. You're doing big things.
Yep. So hit me up, Funny and Pink, all over social media or my personal website, juliebaez.com, or on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, JB Comic.
Yes. Awesome, guys. All right. That's the show. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jay Moreno.
Don't take shit so serious,
Yes.
If you think you got something to say it. Go on stage, hit up, Jay or me or find somebody that could. This feels like therapy.
It is. This is what it is. I'm going to charge you after this shit. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is You Can't Be Serious. My name is Jay Moreno, man. See you on the next one. Peace.